Hello guys! Welcome to my channel. Kung bago kayo sa aking channel, please do like and subscribe. And so for today's video, ginawa ko yung part 2 ng aking topic regarding solving quadratic equations by extracting square root. So, sabay tayo. Let us learn quadratic equations by extracting square root. Okay, good morning. Good morning once again. So our lesson for today is solving quadratic equations by extracting square roots. Solving quadratic equations written in the form of x squared equals k, may mga properties tayong susundan dito like if k is greater than 0, if k is equal to 0, and if k is less than 0. So if x squared is equal to k, and if k is greater than 0, then x squared minus k has two solutions or roots. That is, x is equal to plus and minus square root of k. Example, x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So we have to express x squared minus 16 in the form of x squared equals k. So yung 16, which is k, kailangan ilipat natin sa kabilang part ng equation. So papaano natin gagawin yon? So x squared minus 16 equals 0 becomes x squared minus 16. Para matanggal yan, we're going to add this by 16. Parehas dun sa parte ng equation. Kabilang parte ng equation, we're going to add 16. So, therefore, meron tayong x squared, 16, negative 16 plus 16 is equal to 0, is equal to 16. So, this is now x squared is equal to 16. Okay. Now, because 16 is greater than 0, yung first property, that is, k is greater than 0, we have two possible solutions or two roots. So, therefore, x squared equals 16 becomes x squared equals positive minus 16. Okay, we have to eliminate that. So, mayroon tayong x is equal to plus and minus the square root of 16, which is equal to 4. So, we have two possible solutions, positive 4 and negative 4. Okay. Now, we can also check if our answers are correct or wrong by substituting the value, yung value ng x na nakuha natin doon sa original equation. So, let's check the first value of x, which is positive 4. From the original equation, if x is equal to 4, quantity squared minus 16 is equal to 0. 4 squared, 4 times 4 is equal to 16. Minus 16 equals 0. So 0 is equal to 0. So the value of x, which is 4, positive 4, is correct. Now what about the second value, which is negative 4? Again, from the original equation, x squared minus 16 equals 0. X is negative 4, so you have negative 4 times the quantity squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So, negative 4 squared is positive 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. So, 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, the values or the roots of that equation, x squared minus 16 equals 0, which is positive and negative 4, are correct. Again, for the second property, x squared is equal to k if k is equal to 0. So, let's say for example, we have an equation that is t squared is equal to 0. How many solutions, how many roots? No? Okay. So, from the property, if k is equal to 0, it says there that we have one solution. Therefore, t here is equal to 0. So, it has one solution. So, there are no other solutions. Okay. Okay. Another property is if x squared is equal to k and k is less than 0. Okay, how many solutions do we have? So let's say, for example, you have x squared plus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so we have to, again, write or express this x squared plus 9 in the form of x squared equals k. So this is x squared plus 9 minus 9 equals minus 9. Okay, so we have x squared, so this is already 0, is equal to negative 9. Since this is negative, and negative 9 is less than 0, therefore, we have no real solution, or there is no real root. So we have no real solution or no real root. Again, let us have another example. So if the equation is written in the form of x squared equals k. So let's say x minus 4 times the quantity squared minus 25 is equal to 0. So kailangan express natin ito in the form of this. So x minus 4 times the quantity squared is equal to 25. No? Paano ko ginawa ito? Itong negative 25 nilipat ko sa kabila. Okay? Shortcut na yon. So, therefore, 25 is greater than k, or 0. Okay? So, we have x minus 4 times the quantity squared. Take the square root of that, and plus minus the square root of 25. So, we have x minus 4 is equal to plus minus square root of 25, which is equal to 5. So, what is x then? So, kung makikita ninyo, yung negative 4 doon, yung negative 25, ginawa kong positive 25 kasi nilipat ko siya doon sa kabilang equation. So, it's like saying, ito, x minus 4 times the quantity squared minus 25 plus 25 is equal to 0 plus 25. So, kung ano yung inad ko doon, sa unang parte na equation, i-add ko din doon sa kabila para ma-eliminate yon. So, the resulting equation becomes x minus 4 quantity squared is equal to 25. So, ito yon. Okay, so ito rin ang gagawin natin dito. No? So, we will be having x minus 4 plus 4 is equal to plus and minus. Kung ano yung inad natin, no? Dito, no? Which is 4. So, plus minus 5 plus 4. Okay, so becomes x therefore is plus minus 5 plus 4. In other words, meron tayong x is equal to positive 5 plus 4, which is equal to 9. And the other one is x is equal to negative 5 plus 4, which give us negative 1. So, these are the values of x. Okay. So, ito yung nakuha nating values ng x. No? From the equation, x minus 4 quantity squared minus 25 equals 0. X is equal to 9. X is equal to negative 1. So, we have two real solution. Now, titignan natin kung mga sagot natin ba is true to this equation. Okay? So, how are we going to check? Isa-substitute natin yung value from the original equation. So, x minus 4 times the quantity squared minus 25 is equal to 0. If x is equal to 9, then x is equal to 9 minus 4 times the quantity squared minus 25 is equal to 0. So, 9 minus 4 is 5 squared minus 25 is equal to 0. 5 squared is 25 minus 25 is equal to 0. So, this is 0 is equal to 0. So, let's check. So, 9 is a possible root of the equation. Now, what about x minus 1? Again, from the original equation, x minus 4 times quantity squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Again, what is the value of x? Negative 1. So, we have negative 1 minus 4 times the quantity squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5 times the quantity squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Minus 25 is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 0. Again, x minus 1 is a root of the equation, or it is a possible solution. Okay? Okay, so let us have a drill. In number 1, you have r squared minus 100 equals 0. Again, our solution will be, we have r squared minus 100 is equal to 0. So this is r squared equals 100. Again, we have to take the square root of r squared equals plus minus the square root of 100. Bakit dalawa agad ang nilagay ko? Because I know that 100 is greater than 0. So we have two possible solution. Okay? Kasi kapag, if k is equal to 0, so k, or the variable or the equation is equal to 0. If it is negative, there is no other solution. So, alam na natin na dalawa yung ating possible solution. So, r squared is equal to r is equal to plus minus. What is the square root of 100? It is equal to 10. You can check that. No? Okay. Now, what about number 2? In number 2, you have 2s squared is equal to 50. So, this is supposed to be in the form of x squared equals k. No? So, dapat s squared lang ang maiiwan dyan. So, what are we going to do with this? We have to divide this by 2. By 2. Para ma-eliminate yan. So, we have s squared is equal to 50 divided by 2 is equal to 25. Again, we take the square root of s squared equals plus and minus the square root of 25. So, s, therefore, is equal to plus and minus 5. These are your possible solutions. Okay, what about number 3? Again, in number 3, we have x minus 4 times the quantity squared is equal to 169. So, the whole k here is x minus 4. Again, 169 is greater than 0. Again, x minus 4 times the quantity squared, take the square root, is equal to plus minus the square root of 169. So, we have x minus 4 is equal to plus and minus. What is the square root of 169? That is equal to 13. So, therefore, x is equal to, we have 13, we transpose that, plus 4 is equal to, x is equal to 17. That is one possible root. Then, x is equal to, we take the negative, negative 13, then we transpose that, we have positive 4. So, x is equal to negative 9. So, we have x is equal to negative 9. So, these are your possible roots. Now, if you want to check if your answer is correct, then go back to original equation. Okay? Again, thank you. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.